Hey guys, today we're going to go through a couple different things. So, a lot of you have probably seen sheep camps before, whether you've realized it or not. They're scattered throughout the West. I'll include some pictures to kind of reference where they've been and stuff, but we're going to go through one of these old camps today, and then also we're going to go through one of the modern camps where you can see kind of where they originated from, where they started at, and where they're at today. So, anyways, we'll start by walking through one of these older camps and give you the tour. So this is one of those old camps that I'm sure a lot of you have seen. Like I say, if you're from the West, these are kind of scattered all over. They're generally amongst the herds of flocks. You'll see some of them in the cattle industry. But I'm gonna just take you in. This one's one that we took in on trade, and we're gonna walk through it and kind of show you what it has going on. So as you can see, the running gear on it, it's a wagon style. This was very traditional. The majority of the camps that you see would have this style running gear. It's very effective in the tight trails, out in the deserts, those kind of things where they can get it around. They maneuver super well off-road. As you can see, this one's set up that way also. But this was kind of the standard. The downside to it is you can't pull them super quick down the roads. But like I say, they handle extremely well off-road. You have your traditional Dutch door. This is also very common among these sheep camps. The top half opens. This helps them regulate temperature, a number of different things. Some of the old ones, they would actually pull by horse. They could open this top half and hang the reins from the horses out to where they could control the horses. So split door on this one as well. And as we go in, you generally, most of them, this was the layout of them. They generally had the wood stove here in that front corner with a wood box below them. Sometimes this feeds to the outside to where they can load it from the outside, keep all their wood and everything in there. This one's had a couple upgrades. It's got a furnace in it, a range with an oven, which generally they didn't have these. A lot of them would have a 3-burner cooktop with no oven on them. And then depending on the style here in the back, they either had a trundle bed down below with the pull-out kitchen table, or it was just a solid front like this one with storage cubbies. So this one they've also gone through and added lights in after. But originally what they would have was just gas lights in them. So there's not a lot to them. They're very simple, very well built though. This one is a 60s. And I mean, you can see it's not the cleanest camp, but still very well built, solid. No issues as far as water damage or anything that way. You've got your storage underneath your benches. This one did have an upgrade. They ended up putting a fridge in, which a lot of your camps that are out there, even if they are older, the human rights have kind of got involved with the agriculture industry to where they're now required to have fridges in them in a lot of states. But yeah, as far as lighting in that, this one had 110 outlet, and then aside from that, everything was lit with a gas light. So this one had 2 gas lights in it. The one's been removed. But yeah, very basic. They ranged from about a 14 or a 12-foot living space to a 16-foot living space, which the 16 is not near as common as what the 14 and the 12s were. But, gal, can you imagine living in a 12-foot box, basically, for 365 days out of the year? That's what they do. And so they have to be very usable, very well thought out as far as storage. They're all self-sustained, so solar panels generally are on. Some of your older ones probably didn't have any solar panels, but generally all your sheep camps anymore have solar. And then most of them, if they don't have a sink in them, or if they just have a countertop, a lot of them will have a sink with a hand pump that they'll just bring a 5-gallon jug in and be able to pump that water. In fact, this camp that we're gonna walk through, this newer camp, it's set up basically like a traditional sheep camp was back in the olden days. So it has the hand pump in it, the traditional layout with the trundle bed. So, but we'll go through and walk through it, and I can kind of show you what's going on with it, and yeah, we'll go from there. So this one's a little 12-footer, and we just did some solar on it, upgraded their solar system and light system, but it's a little dirtier in here. But as you can see, kind of the same layout. You've got your wood stove here in the front. This one obviously didn't have a 3-burner, but they've added it. And then it's got the same layout in the back, no trundle bed in this one, just some storage. Little overhead stuff. And then more storage here in the front, but pretty basic. Like I say, there's not a lot of bells and whistles to any of these. They were basically set up just as a survival shelter to be out amongst the flocks, but they're all very well insulated, very warm to stay in, as you could imagine with that wood stove. So, but let's get to the newer camp. So this one that we're gonna walk through is an X24 camp, meaning the X means it's our wide model, so 102 inches in width, 8 foot in the interior. So as big as we legally can go here in Utah. But it's, the 24 would be the box, so a 24-foot box, so you're 31 feet from bumper to tongue. And then you can see a little different running gear on these newer ones, which we still do the wagon style, if that's what you're after. But these tandem style pull extremely well on the highway. If you're planning on traveling, they're just a lot nicer to pull. So, split Dutch door still on the front. So we still kept that tradition. And it's extremely nice on those hot days or whatever to crack that top half and ventilate. These steps fold up, so they're up out of the way. They'll fold up on top of that deck, and then this deck will actually open, and you can store tire chocks or whatever in there. But as we go in, you'll see there's a lot of similarities in the layout. So this one still has that pull-out kitchen table, and this one does have the trundle bed also. So this one has a king-size pillow top mattress. Like I say, this is your trundle bed, so there's these bunk latches. They'll latch that bed out in, and then you can remove your cushions, and this bed will roll out on these benches. There's another, this one's got a queen size mattress in the trundle, so lots of sleeping. And then you have your pull out table, and it'll pull out just about as long as what them benches are, so you can seat a lot of people around that. And then these do have the storage cubbies in them. This one has the forced air furnace in it. Lots of storage underneath these benches. And then these benches also have flip up. They call these soup boxes. They'll keep their soup cans and stuff in these tops. And then these bottoms are all open up. have the wood burning stove. Now we offer a couple of different ones. You probably noticed on those older camps, they were a lot bigger and had almost an oven set up to them. We do offer those to where if that's something that you're interested in, we can definitely do them. Stainless steel appliances. This has got the 3-burner top with the oven. Lots of drawers in this one. And then this one has a smaller fridge. Generally in these ones, we don't see many of the smaller fridges, but they wanted the smaller fridge. It's got your propane gas light. Some more overhead storage. This has got a spot up in here for a microwave if they wanted to do a microwave. And then a big closet with some big drawers below it to keep all their gear and stuff. Now on this one, like I said, this one's a pretty basic, not a lot of bells and whistles to it. It's got a big stainless steel single sink, but this one doesn't have any water in it, aside from what they'll have in this water pump. So this is a water pump. There's a tube that comes down underneath this sink that they'll be able to put a jug of water down in there and just pump, and it'll basically just drain out onto the ground. We can either do it with tanks or without on this style. But most of our camps this big will get bathrooms, showers, all of that stuff. But the way that they're planning on using this one is a little more basic. So none of that stuff. They did do the bathroom area, and then they did a bigger door so that this could open and go just about all the way to give them some privacy up here in the front of the camp. But then it's just got a little room, like a little guest room, I guess, that this will fold down and make into a bed. Got a little storage there, and then yeah, all of this is just open. So this is usually where we would do the bathrooms. But yeah, they set this one up a little different. This is all hardwood doors. This is a knotty alder. But yeah, that's kind of a little difference between the older ones and the new ones, but still same concept. We still use a lot of those materials that aren't found in any of the RV industry. They're thick, they're heavy, they're well insulated, and they're built to last. So, I mean, these will have 6 inches of R19 in the floor, 6 inches of R19 in the ceilings, and then the walls are framed up very similar to a house with all the dead space being insulated and then Tyvek and metalled. So, like I say, they're built to be out in the worst conditions forever. I mean, they last a long time. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see other camps that we've done, different layouts, they're all custom built to you. So you can look at some of our other videos, or you can reach out to me in the comments, and I can do a video of something that maybe you don't see in any of our other videos. So anyways, we appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like, share the videos, it helps us. So anyways, thanks.